Start a watch party live now. There we go.
Well, I just started a watch party.
I am sharing some groups as we speak.
Safe Arizona Facebook page.
Yes. Everybody, please share it to your groups, like it, talk to us, comment on us, because we do want to hear from you, because we are going to be talking about all sorts of issues today.
We're talking about cannabis 2020 legalization. There's drama. There's dilemma.
So
there is controversy.
I apologize.
Well, we can talk more and more. This is what I like to talk about. That's my bread and butter. I have some sort of obsession.
You are obsessed
with cannabis legalization. It all started because I got arrested for it, and years later, I was told to be the enforcer and to ruin people's lives for cannabis, and I just couldn't do it. I got myself out of the Army, and I became a cannabis activist.
And that's awesome, man. And, you found a way out. Even though they said, fuck cannabis, go to jail, or change your life, you said, I'm going to change my life, and I'm going to do it with cannabis.
The federal government's trying to give soldiers, airmen, seamen,
they're giving them seamen?
Postmen, that's what they call them in the Navy.
Oh, okay.
Give them drug discharges for hemp.
Yes, that is retarded.
Oh, absolutely.
Hemp is already federally legal, and they're still talking about...
And they're saying, because, okay, if you eat a hemp product, maybe the soldier's going to pop out for THC. I don't think that's true, but that's one of their bases. Or
still, if he is popping off for THC and they are eating hemp, we need to stop testing for fucking THC because it's going to have false positive in it in the first place.
I think that if the military legalized marijuana, you would see a drastic reduction in sexual assault, domestic violence, and health problems from alcohol, because the military is the single most prominent industry when it comes to alcohol consumption. There's no other industry that drinks more alcohol, and it's so easy.
I mean, they promote it that way. I mean, that's when you join the military. That's what you see. You see the guys in the bars that are in their uniforms.
It's
fun. It's a camaraderie.
There's a lot of PTSD, and alcohol is a way to self-medicate.
Yeah.
But I think at least 50% of all the military can admit to binge drinking at one point or another.
That's crazy. But, I mean, I think 50% of all people can probably do it at one point at a time, too. I mean, binge drinking, I definitely understand, but I also understand the military's reasoning. I mean, there's a lot of shit you guys went through, a lot of shit you've seen. A lot of times you weren't able to sleep at night because of shit happening down the way. I mean, I know you have personal stories. I'm just elaborating.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Like being told to sleep in your full battle rattle because we're going to get hit tonight, so... just expect things to start exploding.
Yeah, that's not the way to live, man. And
man,
you did it for us.
And I'm wearing it, and I'm like, man, I'm nervous, so I'm just sitting there with my gear, eating all these M&Ms because I'm like, I have to relieve anxiety, so I got sugar.
Man, my hat's off to you, brother, because I don't know how you did it. I mean, you volunteered to do it.
Well, I didn't want to join the military.
No,
I was actually one of those guys that was like, I appreciate what you do, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Until one night.
That was me just a second ago.
I had a revelation on a mushroom trip, and it told me to join the military. To catapult myself into the next level of life, I needed to experience those experiences.
So federally illegal drugs told you to join the federal government?
Yes.
Okay. That makes total sense to me.
Well, you know what? Now that it's years later, looking back, I feel like I needed to have those experiences to be the person I am today.
Yeah.
And the mushrooms knew that.
Well, I mean, that's awesome. You found a purpose. I mean, it led you to here. The military wasn't your ultimate goal.
If I never took those mushrooms, I would have never met you.
That is true.
I don't know. That might be not true.
Well, I mean, you got really good mushrooms now, so that's why we met. No, that's not true.
The mushroom world would have eventually brought us together at some point in time.
At some point in time. But no. I think the cannabis world did bring us together. And we both got back to Arizona about the same time, so it's kind of interesting, our dynamic and how we met. But let's talk about what you've been doing since last time you've been on the show. It's been, what, a couple days, 2 days, 3 days now?
Yeah, and so, we're breaking down this 2020 initiative, and there's ways that people are approaching this initiative, and there's a lot of concerns, and rightfully so. People should be concerned about a lot of areas, but there's also a lot of good things about it. But whether there's good things or bad things about the initiative, for any of it to happen, it's either got to pass or fail. And the dynamics right now are so sensitive that we might be witnessing a an explosion, a self-destruction explosion in slow motion, so slow, we haven't even realized the whole thing has just exploded.
All right, hold on. Slow down. What the hell are you talking about?
So we've got this Arizona Cannabis Chamber of Commerce that is making demands, and these demands are almost all in regards to just the industry. It's not about consumer interests.
Who are they making demands to?
They're making demands to Smart and Safe Arizona.
Okay,
the campaign.
The actual campaign.
The campaign.
They're going to the campaign and saying these are our demands.
Right.
And the initiative's already written.
And they've been collecting signatures, and now they have velocity. They've got trajectory. They've got a little stockpile of the signature collection.
Okay, so now that there's momentum, now we have this Arizona cannabis.
And they're saying, we need you to change it or else
Chamber of Commerce.
We're going to destroy it. And the way they're going to destroy it isn't actually saying we're going to destroy it. They want to put up an alternative initiative, which would be a referendum.
So this is where you were at in 2016, right?
Well, this is exactly, well, not just so this happened almost exactly like this, but not even talking about Arizonans for Mindful Regulation. If you remember, the Giving Tree, Gina Berman, she had a splinter group. They call themselves like Arizonans for Responsible Legalization, and they split off from the Marijuana Policy Project. And Rob Campia had threatened in public to pay protesters $10,000 to go stand in front of the Giving Tree dispensary and protest the Giving Tree.
Why didn't we get paid to do that?
Well, because she was going to run an alternative initiative to compete with Rob Campia's initiative.
Right.
And that would have put two initiatives on the ballot, split the vote, and both of them would cancel each other out. And but what happened was they ultimately came to an understanding and wrote an initiative they were both happy with. But they're talking about all these industry concerns. I'm not hearing anybody be like, oh no, they're only going to give us 6 plants. Screw that. We need 40 plants or else we're going to torpedo your initiative.
Right. That's my concern.
Me too. I'm like, well, what about the plant counts, guys? And they're like, what do you mean plant counts?
We get plants. That's the problem.
We don't even know if we're going to. They're not. We have to like insert consumer interest into their life. Say, if you're going to have a competing initiative, here's what consumers are you're gonna have to put these in, or else you're gonna fail.
Okay.
You can't just do a cooler style industry without pleasing consumers and think it's gonna pass just because it's something different than the industry. The consumers vastly outnumber industry employees and people who make money from the industry.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean,
it's people who use it, but.
There's more people buying it than are selling it, of course.
So if they Smart and Safe initiative is not gonna capitulate to their demands, then they're gonna put something right up there next to it, give it an alternative option for the ballot. Now, just based off of 2010, our medical marijuana program, it won by 4,000 votes, and in 2016, Prop 205 lost by 80,000 votes. If you just go based on that, it appears we're still about 50-50 on support of marijuana in Arizona. There's not much wiggle room. It's not like, oh, we got 80%, so if we got 2 initiatives on there,
I got you.
There's no wiggle room. So it has to be one initiative. If there's a second initiative, my pineal gland, my prophesizing foresight guarantees, because I can't guarantee without seeing something in the future. I mean, the election hasn't happened, obviously, but I'm strongly convinced, whatever you want to say, convinced. You will split the vote. They will both fail. You're going to cancel each other out. We will end up going beyond 2020 without any progress whatsoever if there is a second option on that ballot.
So what happens if they vote for both and both pass?
Well, that would be the ideal situation if you had 2 initiatives, but I think it's highly unlikely. But if there are 2 initiatives on the ballot, that's my stance, and I think it needs to be the only stance of everybody from both parties. Excuse me. If either party says vote for one and not the other, that is the pitch that will kill them both. And you can be confident that their interest is not in passing even their own initiative.
Right.
the only people who are actually going to be interested in furthering their own initiative, in the case there are two initiatives, are the people who say vote yes on both. What can happen is if they both pass, they will both become law, and whichever one gets most votes gets precedence in any conflicting language. So you would want the one with more freedoms to have more votes, but you'd still want to encourage everyone to vote yes on both of them.
Right.
So they each got all 100% of that 50%.
Well, let's talk about signatures real quick. The safe and smart, safe. What is your initiative? Say it again.
It's not my initiative.
What's the one you were for?
The Smart and Safe initiative.
Smart and Safe
If
initiative.
you guys want to see something I would have written, look up on Ballotpedia the 2018 campaign. That's something that I would write.
There's something you did right.
It is something I did write.
There
but
you go.
I just want to make the distinction just because I support this initiative.
Right.
It's not like this is what I would have come up with.
But the initiative you support, the Smart and Safe initiative, they've already started a campaign. They've already got signatures collected. How many signatures do you have currently? Do you think? Does that campaign have currently?
I don't know.
Yeah. But the other initiative, is it even filed as an initiative yet?
No, and it wouldn't be filed as an initiative. The way it would work is they'd
Or
have
to collect signatures. So you have to get to a certain. You have to file to collect signatures, correct?
a referendum
There
is
you go.
different than a ballot initiative, and they, from what I understand, they'd have to wait until the legislative session starts to do a referendum process.
So they can't even get signatures until they have that, though, right?
Until they can't even start that process till January.
Right. So
And then that's something it takes less signatures than a ballot initiative.
so instead of fighting this one now, you should have been ahead of the game and done it when everybody else was doing it in 2016, 2017. You've had time. 2019's here.
I might end up getting passionate in this little spiel, but I'm particularly frustrated because of the timing of this group. I'm really happy it exists.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great that it exists. But I remember saying before we even started collecting signatures for the 2018 campaign back in 2016, right when Prop 205 failed, we have to pass in 2018 because if we don't, we're going to get something else just like Prop 205, maybe a little bit better for 2020. I said that in 2016. And I haven't stopped saying it since then.
Right.
And so anybody who would follow me for any length of time, especially industry people, and then even after we failed, I said, we failed to make the ballot in 2018. 2020 is going to be jacked up for true reform because we're going to have these industry types that are going to give us something like Prop 205. In my opinion, 2020 is already jacked up. Let's try to get as many freedoms as possibly inserted into that initiative. So if it passes, we do have at least some sort of basic level of consumer protections.
I got you.
But let's focus, when we're focusing on real freedom, for 2022 or 2024 election cycle. And then I was saying that.
Well, let's stop right there for the real freedom on the 2020 election cycle. I feel you right there. What kind of questions do you have coming in on your chat? Let's see what people are saying.
Don't make it legal and mess up medical.
Don't make it legal. So there's these are.
You'll either have to make it legal to grow everywhere for everyone to grow, or separate both. And I think.
So are there any questions or just statements?
I'm
I know you're reading them all. What do we have?
Why support arbitrary numbers? Rule a few. Well, Anthony Potter says, why support arbitrary numbers?
Okay.
Well, right now the number of home cultivation is at zero, and that's arbitrary. I don't support that number.
Right.
And unlimited doesn't really sound too arbitrary for me.
When
it comes to your possession?
What arbitrary numbers is he speaking of?
He's talking about the 1 ounce possession, 6 plants.
Okay. Well, I mean, once again, these are what you should have in your personal possession when you're getting pulled over, getting confronted by the cops. This is not what you have at home.
From your home grow. Yeah, like arbitrarily, okay, yeah, I get 6 plants. I want more.
I mean, if I'm going to a music festival for 3 days, an ounce is going to last me. I mean,
and if you have a medical card, you can have 2.5 ounces.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I think that you can get the best of both worlds. But
yes, grow at home. Keep your medical for the extra.
There's no other option that's going to give us any sort of freedom in 2020. So if you say vote no, you're voting no, yes, on these are arbitrary numbers, but we're going to see a huge portion of black market arrests and prosecution being taken away in Arizona because of this law.
And those are not arbitrary numbers. We're talking about 40-something people a day right now.
We're talking, I don't know exactly. I've
heard it thrown around a couple times. I don't know that number,
but it's going to be a lot better than Prop 205, and it's going to have a real-world impact on a lot of people's lives. And that's just not going to be a reality if this thing doesn't pass. And a lot of people are upset about the oligopoly structure, like it doesn't already exist, and voting no is going to make it go away, but it's not going to make it go away. It's already a reality right now. But I wanted to go back to what I was saying before the questions.
Yes.
What I was talking about.
You said frames in 2020, and then about
in any case, right when we failed in 2018,
you were talking about signature collections.
I've been putting it out there. This Prop 205 like initiative is going to come. So over and over and over again, I've been putting out this is coming, and so to come out right now and be like, oh no, look at how bad, we have to act now. You could have acted 10 months ago. You could have acted years ago.
Right.
We literally had years of opportunity to avoid it looking like this right now. And I've been asking people to be involved to prevent this from exactly happening for months and months and months, for years.
So that's what we're talking about. Them coming in too late. Yes.
Yeah,
so.
and it's just a weird timing.
Right.
And since they're not talking about consumer interest, it's
a derailment.
For me, it seems just like what Gina Berman was doing. It's a stunt to get it changed or torpedo it, but the consumers' protections
and interests are not really in.
I'm not feeling like that's important to these people.
Okay.
And I know it is, and I know a lot of these people, and I know personally from person to person, consumer interests are very important. But as far as the organization is presenting itself, and when we're talking about legalization, no one as a group of consumers is thinking about legalizing marijuana just to give some people business opportunities.
Right.
We're doing it to stop the war and protect people from getting pushed through a meat grinder criminal justice system.
I mean, child protection is a big thing in this initiative,
right?
And that's very important. I mean, just as any parent or anybody even plan on having kids, or the aunts, uncles of kids, when these kids get thrown in child protective services, they end up in homes that are only about a paycheck. And, a lot of times, I know there's good foster homes out there and good foster parents out there, but, a lot of times it's not best to, not the best situation. I know there's bad situations out there, but when we're talking about cannabis specifically, usually the parents aren't in the wrong a lot of times with the cannabis,
And right now, even if you have a medical card, parents are getting their kids confiscated by the state in certain circumstances. And so this initiative, this 2020 initiative, is designed to have a blanket protections over all of your rights. So any right that you have that's already observed by the state, or your Arizona Constitution, we have parental rights listed in the state. We also have gun rights listed in the state. All those are still going to be protected as long as you haven't broken the law, which is going over your 1 ounce. I wouldn't push the envelope and try to have 2.5 ounces without a card,
right?
Because I don't have any confidence that they're not going to try to say, well, you already broke the law. You have 2.5 ounces now. Now they can impose the CPS draconian tyranny.
Yeah, because now you're a drug dealer.
But it gives you that 1 ounce and the unlimited possession at home.
There will never be full legalization. There will never be legalization without taxation.
Not with that attitude.
Well, I'm just saying, there's going to be regulatory units all over the place, no matter what. So either you're going to go with the punches and take what you can, or just fucking fight until you die.
I think this is definitely moving the ball down the field and getting us closer to ultimate freedom. It's definitely not a step I would have wanted to take initially. But it's a big enough step to where I'll vote yes on it and encourage other people to vote yes.
Is Mickey Jones out there doing something with a RAD now? Has he got a?
I don't follow that guy. I don't know what he's doing with his life, and I'm not associated with him in any way, shape, or form.
I saw that there might be an initiative again popping up from him, so I was just curious. He's a.
I know that he files something every single election cycle, but I don't think he collects signatures for them, or if he does, not very many.
It's just a radical RAD petition.
Right. Yeah. And so
Okay.
There's a lot of great ways that you can get the best of both worlds when it comes to the 2020 initiative and being a medical marijuana patient. And a lot of people are saying, well, this initiative throws patients under the bus, and there's some ways where it does make things harder for patients. They're absolutely correct. There's going to be too many people going to the same dispensaries. It's going to bottleneck.
Right.
So when things bottleneck, typically you can expect the store to be stressed out and the production to be stressed out because they're trying to meet a bigger
Demand.
volume.
Yeah.
And then they might not have the resources because they've limited their own market.
Right.
So you might expect to see customer service diminish, or wait times go longer, or the quality of the product be a little bit
See, as an
worse.
entrepreneur, I'm thinking there's going to be home delivery now.
Well, now there are home
yeah.
deliveries. So that's a way to kind of alleviate that. People are saying, well, I don't want to have to wait in the hot sun. Well, now they've legalized deliveries, so why do you have to wait in the hot sun?
Right.
And someone can deliver it right to your work if you don't want to.
Oh, you don't have to be at the card address?
Well,
Because
no,
I thought you had to get delivery to your card address.
you don't have a card anymore. It's just
Well, yeah,
adult
there.
use.
Yeah, this, I'm talking about now. I thought you need to deliver to work. Well, this is my work. This is my home. But
Yeah, well, I'm talking about for adult use.
Yeah. That makes
all
sense.
you need to do is be 21 and over. Why?
Meet me at the corner, huh?
Yeah, right. I'm at the bus stop. Wherever. I'm walking down the street.
I'm sure there's safety issues, but
I'm on a 5K run. I just need a little boost. Give me a drink.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Get a little energy shot with a little 75 milligram energy shot.
It's not even like an actual delivery. It's just a capitalist setting up with free little shots of THC, CBD for runners during a 5K.
Instead of the waters, it's this, a little.
That'd be great.
Well, you can do CBD water out there. Why are we not doing that? I think Herbal Rising should do that on the next one.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. We don't
Just came up with a new idea. Now we just give it to the world, though. Those 8 viewers currently watching.
More will come.
Share this out there. Let people debate with Dave. Ask good questions. Nobody's going to my live chat asking questions. They just pop in and pop out. Your shit's getting all lit up over there.
So
he's ignoring you. Come back to my page. But I'll ask you a question. I'll answer your questions.
So there's a couple of ways where it's definitely you have to look at both sides of things. When it comes to convenience of the market, there might be some areas where it gets tight. But the alternative is you also now, if you're a patient, only 3% of patients, about 4% of patients can cultivate anything at all.
Right.
Now they all get to cultivate something 21 and over. And then, so that's great for patients. And then when it comes to possessing what you cultivate, and a lot of people don't understand this, is if you have your 12 plants of home cultivation, even though you can grow 12 plants, you're still only allowed to possess 2.5 ounces of usable material. So if you start curing everything all at once and you end up with like 5 ounces of usable material, you've then fallen off the medical program. It's like you don't even have a card. You're just some drug dealer growing pot illegally, and you have zero protections.
Right.
When you thought you had protections because you had a medical marijuana card, you are not protected of your entire harvest curing under the medical program, but patients will be protected under the adult use because there are harvest protections for your home grow.
Okay.
Moving forward is some patients like myself end up running out of the 2.5 ounce allotment. It happens quite a bit. I'll hit 2.5 ounces in maybe like a week and a half, and I need more. So this allows someone to jump over to the rec side and be like,
grab an ounce,
grab an ounce on the rec side. You would have to pay that 16% tax on the rec side,
but
now you
fills
just,
the gap.
Yeah, it fills the gap. And what else was there? There's no parental protections for the medical marijuana program, so parents are still getting their kids confiscated. And this initiative intends on retaining all your rights, which include parental rights, and aims to stop the CPS kidnapping of children of medical marijuana patients. Which
is really great.
And that's something that patients aren't. They're dealing with right now, so they have to vote yes on the 2020 to retain that extra protection.
Right.
There was definitely a couple more.
So, but the main thing is getting pulled over with marijuana on you without a medical marijuana card right now.
Right.
Going to jail, felony, you're done.
And patients right now, patients are at risk of getting a DUI when they get behind the wheel. They have an affirmative defense saying that, I know I was arrested. and you're trying to give me DUI just for having it in my system, but that wasn't enough marijuana or enough to impair me. I was not impaired.
Right.
This initiative says you actually have to be impaired to the slightest degree to get a DUI, so it protects you from getting that automatic.
So are we talking about field test now, or are we talking about both tests?
You'd have to demonstrate by a field sobriety test or something to that extent that you are physically incapable of operating vehicle because you're obviously impaired to the slightest degree. The metabolite alone is not sufficient.
So we can't have the breathalyzer test here in Arizona if this initiative passed because it's protected in that initiative, what you're saying.
Well, what does the breath test do? I've never even heard of it, one working.
Yeah, well, I heard they're doing them. They're issuing DUIs.
You know, that sounds like hocus pocus till I see it happening.
No, I don't want to see it. Fuck that. No, dude. I want to hear about it somewhere else, not here. Fuck you. I don't want to see it at all.
Were they all? I heard of, breath swabs or whatever.
Yeah, the cheek swabs. Yeah.
I got out of a DUI while I was pulled over and getting arrested for marijuana for saying I didn't smoke it for 2 weeks. So just my thing is don't admit to it.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Even if you're getting arrested, I'll just cop up to everything.
Yeah, I know.
I'm blasted.
Yeah. You want to hit this? It's still lit. No, not today. But yeah, man. I remember. So I went through a couple of lights, not lights, but the those speed poles. It's not even a traffic light. It's just a fucking radar on the side of the pole, like in Scottsdale. They just fucking have them in the middle of the road. So if you're going like 50 miles an hour in a 45, they hit you. Well, I did this twice for a pool cleaning company that I worked with for like when I first got back to Arizona. And I said, "Fuck it, I'm not cleaning pools anymore. I'm out of here." So I quit the job.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that I went through this speed trap twice, and they like, "Oh, he quit. Here's his address, his everything," and so they sent the tickets to my address. Well, we moved and got a new house and whatnot, so we didn't really afford the mail. I think it lasted, the mail for you doesn't last that long. So, anyways, I never got the tickets. And like I get pulled over, I'm going from dispensary to dispensary, talking about staff MMJ and doing the networking, and picking up cannabis at each one, trying different things. And I usually try it in the car, of course, as I'm driving. And we just got the custom plates for the car. We got staff MMJ plates for the Lincoln there. So I was going to go networking and stuff, but I didn't put the plates on the car. So the old plates were still in the car, and those old plates came as non-registered. So when the cops are driving by with their little camera plate reader things, it showed up as a suspended plate. So I get pulled over for this shit and find out that I had those two tickets from way back when, and my license is suspended. I have smoke coming out of the car when I roll down the fucking window. The car is full of individual little bags of fucking weed that I've been networking all the way through all of their Phoenix with. And I don't have a license, and my tag isn't accurate for the car now.
Sounds like a wonderful combination.
Yes. So I'm luckily pulled into a parking lot and not on the side of the road. And he's like, "I can't let you operate this vehicle." And so what I do is I call Michael Weiser to come pick me up from there. And the cop doesn't give me anything but a fix-it ticket for the tag. And he asked me for my medical marijuana card. He says, "I smell weed in here." I go, "Yes, sir. Honestly, save some time. I've been networking all day. I work with staff at MMJ. I've been talking to dispensaries. I've been picking up cannabis along the way. I got bags of medical marijuana in here. Here's my medical marijuana card." He looked at it, goes, "Yep, that looks like you. If as long as your license checks out fine, you can go." He goes back to the car and comes back. "Your license is not fine." I didn't fucking know. So I ended up finding out that I had those two tickets that way. Never been pulled over until I fucked up with the tag. And then that was wise because I didn't actually get pulled over by a cop. Those fucking poles in Scottsdale, they're just in the middle of the fucking road. Little camera poles.
I don't even think I've even seen what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're not on the traffic lights. It's just in the middle, like down halfway between lights. On the sides of the fucking road, they have these traffic.
Those are the first things I'm going after during the revolution.
Fuck those things. Yeah, dude.
I heard when France was doing their yellow jacket thing, and I don't even know what happened to that, but when it started, they were going around jacking up all the traffic cameras.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, You know, as long as there's anarchy and everyone's just smashing things, what do I want to smash that's going to have a lasting effect?
Yeah, the traffic cameras.
All the traffic cameras.
Yeah, those will be the yeah. Fuck throwing bricks through my store. Go hit the traffic cameras.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's something we can all support.
Yeah. Don't destroy small businesses.
Even the cops, those are the ones that wear the masks. They're like, I don't want these either.
Yeah, no kidding. They probably drive through them.
I get hit by these on the way home too.
Yeah, no shit. It's hard to talk your way out of those when you're a cop. Yeah, they just come to your fucking door apparently. Yeah.
Well,
so yeah, protection, more protection is what we need. 2020 freedoms, and that's the bottom line. So voting yes on this one. Stop trying to torpedo it. If you got an initiative, put it out there. Get signatures.
This is my remedy to the situation is we need to vote yes in 2020 and pass this, and then we need to immediately launch something else for the 2022 or 2024 election cycle. If this Chamber of Commerce wants to expand the market, I think that would be the perfect group to run a 2022 initiative because they're a bunch of businesses and entrepreneurs. They have a source of income to where they can get the funding for something like this. And then we can, instead of a guaranteed doomsday scenario of two initiatives canceling each other out, we're going to pass one, and then we're going to pass the other one, and then we're going to have actual progress and ultimate freedom. And I get you're going to have to wait an extra 2 years.
Sure.
And maybe even an extra 4 years.
But do it right.
But that's the way it's going to happen effectively and the fastest. Otherwise,
it's all going to get fucked.
Let's say this cancels out. Let's say this fails in 2020. And this is not going out on some sort of stretch or limb because we saw this happen before. 2016, Prop 205 failed. And then 4 years later, a similar type of group puts a similar type of law that just failed up on the ballot. So is it very far-fetched to think that can happen again if this fails? And, maybe we won't get enough momentum because we tried something in 2018, we failed. What if we tried something in 2022 and fail as grassroots or whatever?
Right.
But this same group comes again in 2024, and then they put something else that's like Prop 205 again, maybe a little bit different. And then we have a conflict and then cancel out that election cycle too. And then we're pushed realistically another 4 years down the road to 2028. I can see we're going to keep battling until something happens. I don't know, but it's not going to be quick.
So do you think somebody from the Smart and Safe initiative should go to this Chamber of Commerce and try teaming them up and
they definitely should
make a community out of this thing?
The best case scenario is they work together behind one initiative.
Right.
And that's what I'd like to see. But the time is running out. They've already started collecting signatures, so I would imagine it would look something like, we need you to readjust your language, and we will reimburse you for the signatures that you've already collected because you just spent all this time and money, and now you have to start over.
Yeah, I mean,
because they're not going to want to start over. They're we've just been doing it.
Right.
So we're on a roll.
The initiative's already out, and they're making demands. I understand the demands, but maybe they can work together and do a second, like you said, 2022.
Right. Well, if the Chamber of Commerce absolutely hates this initiative and they just can't live with it,
right,
it's better to let it pass and then immediately replace it than to cancel it out and then just be like, well, actually, I'm kind of happy with the medical program. I'm just going to leave it here for a while.
Right.
Because we don't know that they're going to be committed to run the 2022 initiative. There's nothing that I've been told or seen that's got me convinced that if the absolutely likely situation that they cancel each other out happens, that this Chamber of Commerce is ready to immediately run a 2022 initiative to pass the language they were just advocating for.
Right.
If I don't have that absolute faith, it looks like an obstructionist torpedo initiative just aimed to kill the 2020 initiative without the actual intent of moving progress along.
And that's kind of what we ended up happening with the...
We've seen this happen
right.
before. It's not like, oh my God, how dare you suspect that? I've been in the middle of this
right.
since 2013. We saw this happen exactly like this in 2016. Right. hundreds of people, thousands of people. It was in the news. Phoenix New Times talked about it. The Gina Berman split, AZFMR. The idea of a torpedo campaign is something we're all very familiar
Right.
with. So it's just like, come on. Are you the torpedo? You can tell me. It kind of looks like it. Everybody already kind of knows.
Right.
Just come out.
Yeah. So stop torpedo and get on the same page, or just shut the fuck up. Just step back and let it happen, right? But I understand that they have a passion behind this. There's some what kind of demands are they saying? Can you give me an example?
Well, more opportunities for new people to get in, and not so much an upper hand for the
So more licenses is what their concern is. More
licenses, but whoa, not unlimited licenses. You know what I'm getting at? They want more, just not too many.
So I want a chance, but not everybody gets a chance.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can kind of triangulate the mentality of this demographic, and it's not necessarily wrong.
Right.
It's just their perspective, and we all are stakeholders. And the consumers, I just think, are some of the most important stakeholders, right under the number of people that are going to vote yes but don't consume. That's probably the most important voter demographic.
The vote yes, but they don't actually consume themselves.
Yeah, they're like, I don't even care. I want you to vote. I want you to be free.
Stop putting people in jail.
Yeah, but I don't need. I don't need myself.
Right. But my son went to jail, and now he went to the army. Now he's fighting for the shit. So yes, I'm gonna vote yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so that's but you're gonna piss those people off if you piss off the consumers.
Right.
Because we're like, hey, we're the ones that are the stakeholders, and we say this is bad for us. So we're going to influence you to say, for our sake, vote no for that group. So ultimately, the consumers are absolutely imperative that you're satisfying when it comes to legalization.
So what do the consumers want? What do you see that the consumers want?
Well, consumers don't want to be messed with. They want private property rights. They want to be left alone. They don't want to have to worry about getting thrown in the cage. They don't want to worry about their kids getting taken away.
Right.
So to itemize it, home cultivation rights. We want parental rights. Make sure we don't get a DUI just for having it in our system. Also, expungement, getting people out of jail. Industrial hemp. I think this is kind of an interesting law because it separates hemp from marijuana. Right. And I can't grow hemp under the Arizona hemp law. I have to have a license to cultivate hemp. This will allow me to grow marijuana under the marijuana law.
So you have to define
I will be allowed to grow marijuana. I will not be allowed to grow hemp.
Wow. So your cannabis plants have to have over 0.3% THC.
Right.
So you can't do straight CBD cannabis.
You can't do straight hemp.
Wow.
Because like obviously hemp is not part of marijuana, according to the adult use law. So that means it would fall under the existing laws. Right. Existing laws, we have to have a license to grow hemp. Otherwise, it's still prohibition. So I just what blows my mind is the idea that I can grow psychoactive marijuana, but growing hemp is still a felony.
Yeah, that should have been. That's another one of those things that probably should have made it into the initiative. But who cares?
We're still going to have a booming, thriving hemp industry. It's just like, come on, guys, this is kind of stupid the way this is written.
Yeah, you should be able to grow 0.3% CBD.
I'm still voting yes, but I'm still going to scrutinize and criticize. Like,
right?
No, I get it. What are you guys thinking?
My problem is, as somebody who has actually grown at home, 6 plants is really hard. If you have 6 rooted clones, or a mother, and then you cut off 5 of those rooted clones, or if you start with 6 seeds and they root, and then they have to grow and sprout, and you have to figure out which one is a female, then you have to go from there. 6 plants is really hard to get anywhere with, and then at the end of the day, are you going to harvest all 6, or is it going to end up?
Yeah, but that's if you want to do all that.
If you want to do all that. Yeah. If you want to grow 6 plants, that's what you have to do.
No, it's not necessarily, because you can imagine industry just doing it for you and then selling you a female plant that's already grown a little bit.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
so this law will allow you to go
But
to a
once
store
again,
and buy growing
now
plants.
you're standing in line at the dispensary. You're waiting for your fucking plant.
Or you get it delivered.
It's got to go through somebody's car, stress out. You get seeds. You see, there's you gotta
I'm
take care
saying
of your plant.
there's ways to get through it a little bit.
Yeah.
With this.
No, I get it, man. But you know, one of the great things, you know, when we're in California, we have the home cultivation. If you have the patience and whatnot, 99 plants, whatever. But when we're growing for the dispensary, you know,
That's what I'm all about.
You go to there was actually a clone store.
99 and then repeating.
Yeah, well, the clone store was the fucking shit, dude. It smelled like a fresh, like a flower store, but it was all little baby clones and all the different strains. And you just go in there and say, "Oh, this is what's in stock today," and they come in these little
Right,
yeah.
and I'm saying the same thing could happen here under this law.
Well, you only
is
get 6 at a time.
You can buy 6 at a time. But you will be allowed to buy clones, and then take them to your house and grow them.
How many? Is it adults per house, or is it 6 plants per house?
It's 6 plants per adult, 21 and over, no more than 12 plants per household.
Oh, okay.
So let's say you have a 21-year-old kid living with you.
Yeah.
And you have, well, let's just say 3 adults over 21. The third
still
person
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
have the rights.
No rights for that third person.
Yeah, it's not a look.
Get duplexes. Get a back.
I don't know how you're going to get around it. I guess duplexes, like per household, what defines
Pull
per
houses.
household? I guess
Addresses. You got to have a separate address. If you got a separate mailbox, you can do it.
I've compartmentalized my house. I rent my room to my son.
You have to get a separate mailbox. You have
He
to
does
actually do
have
it.
we cut out a slit in his door.
Yeah, he's got a mailbox. You have to go through here to drop it off. He's got a doorman.
It's
I'm his doorman.
It's door 2. I'm door 1.
Yeah, there you go. That's funny.
Officer.
The Huskies are over 21 too.
Huh?
The Huskies are adults over 21.
There we go.
Are they yet? Are your dogs aren't 7 yet? Are they?
No, they're Mr. Meeseeks is going to turn 3 in November. I'm just real excited they actually said grow house. Now, assuming Prop 205 passed, it would have implied grow house if we would have kept the home cultivation.
Yeah.
But I've seen plants grow like in pictures, not in real life. Plants grow 20 feet tall in greenhouses.
Yeah. Yeah. You really depends on the strain of the
I
grower.
Googled it. They said some of these 20-foot tall outdoor greenhouse can yield 1 pound.
How long does it take to grow a 20-foot tall plant? How long do you have to wait
How
for
many
that
licks
1
does
pound?
it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Well, I can tell you how long it takes to grow a 20-foot plant. It takes longer than 6 fucking months.
How long?
Longer than 6 fucking months. I'm telling you, man.
6.5?
I'm looking at a 9 months harvest. Once it grows in that vegetative state, then you have to let the buds grow, and you actually have to let it flower. I mean, you're outdoors, so you have to control the light. It's a fucking nightmare. A 20-foot plant is never gonna really harvest if you're not controlling the light. You're never gonna be able to get those buds. So they keep on growing.
You're just a
vegetative.
naysayer.
No, I'm a true. This is actual experience. You have to. If you don't have the 12 hours darkness, you're not gonna have buds. So continue to grow and grow and grow. So those 20-foot plants that grow like
I'm
that.
not saying it's going to be cheap. You could probably buy stuff to accommodate or compensate for that,
Well, what you really want to do,
like aluminum foil.
what you really want is 6 autoflower plants. And what would really be best is a ruderalis big bush. That way, all you have to do is prune it, and you can crossbreed it with like a Great Eddie Purple or whatever else, and these will start coming out once they can.
So what do you mean, like have like on Avatar the queen plant that like everything is derived from?
Right. So you instead of like that 20-foot plant you're talking about, you have to cut
Just
the whole
think
fucking
about
thing
it.
down, hang it upside down, let it dry out, etc. A ruderalis plant, you just.
But I thought ruderalis were like dwarf.
No, it's huge. It's a big. It's an autoflower plant, but it's a bush.
Oh.
Whereas there's autoflower plants that are small that you can autoflower in like 3 months, from like start to finish. Grow a whole like it'd be like an ounce, maybe 2 ounces, maybe 4 if you're really lucky.
Well, in any case,
But
I intend on advocating and pushing for a higher plant count for a subsequent law later on down the line.
yeah, I'm all for that. But you gotta get people growing at home.
Yeah,
and
but
you
this
get them
this
want
is
it.
all we're going to get a chance to ever get for 2020. And like I said before, in 2016, vote how you please. I plan on doing something for 2018. I failed to get something on the ballot in 2018. So don't put your eggs in my basket. Obviously, I'm not always successful, but I try.
Yeah.
But that's just my view on it.
Why do you try so hard, Dave?
I think I'm obsessed because I got arrested for it, and I was told to be the enforcer, and it pissed me off so bad. It's just I can't get over it.
Yeah.
I think it's like a positive way to channel PTSD symptoms, and since it's like
you say that, but I see a lot of negative comments coming across your shit. There's a lot of attackers coming at you now.
Well, it's because people are short gaming it. I'm long gaming it, and they're only looking at the short game. They're looking at the immediate initiative. They're looking at what they're going to get right when it passes.
Are you okay with your PTSD with all these assholes coming at you all the time? And
sometimes I get pissed off, but at the end of the day, I'm in it for the true and blue cannabis freedom. And I realize you're not going to get that by throwing a Hail Mary every single play, that you're going to have to get these first downs. And I think this.
You never played Madden with me. You never played Madden with me, dude.
Look,
Hail Mary every fucking play.
No, that's a video game. I saw NFL Blitz. You were able to press a couple buttons and you would catch yourself on fire and you ran like 15% faster.
Exactly. That's what we need. We need the 15% faster signature gatherers. This CBD Blitz right there. Just push the AB left right up down.
CBD Blitz.
CBD Blitz. There it is. Yeah.
Well, in any case, I really don't care if people are going to get upset with me for saying vote yes on this. I've been doing this since 2013. If people want to see something that I would write, they can. I wrote something.
It's out there.
It's out there. And I'm still going to be pushing hard after 2020. So then they're going to be seeing later, oh, yeah, he's still pushing. So he wasn't like just a salesman for this particular set of language.
Right.
I'm for cannabis freedom, and this initiative is what I believe will bring us closest to that point as faster than any other opportunity presented so far. And that even if this Chamber of Commerce initiative or whatever ends up being better than the 2020 Smart and Safe initiative, I still have to say vote yes on both, because the idea is to get progress, not to be like, the idea of that is better, so I'm going to vote yes on that and no on the other. And then hopefully every single 100% of yes voters agrees with me. That's not going to happen. You have to vote yes on both, or you're going to split the vote.
Right.
And not everyone's going to vote yes. It's like almost like, why am I even entertaining the idea of both passing? Intuition and common sense tells you there's no way it's going to split the vote.
Yeah. And that's what happened. I mean, we split the vote without even having two initiatives on the ballot. We had a full vote no campaign. That was the initiative that was on the ballot without even being on the ballot.
Right.
There was just a full-on torpedo. So even if you're dressing it up like another initiative, wait a couple of years. It would be the ultimate suggestion, right?
Yeah, because what happens when you have a year of two options is you split the community. Some people are like, I like that, not the other. The other one's like, I like that, not the other. People are fighting. You end up burning bridges.
Right.
You end up burning resources, spending money on failing. And so you end up failed with burnt bridges and exhausted with less money.
And this is experience. I mean, you've been down this road.
You're right. And so a better alternative is to, at the same point in time, end up with more bridges built, with resources gathered, with money gathered, and people prepared logistically and financially to go again for another ballot initiative. Right then and there. You want to be prepared, not depleted. And fighting with one election cycle will deplete you, and you will start the next election cycle exhausted and not ready.
Yeah.
And then you will be pushed to 2024 if you end up starting 2022 tired and depleted.
I agree, man. It's definitely something for people to think about. And when you're sitting there thinking and pondering all this stuff, look at the initiative, read it for yourself. Is it really that bad? Don't take everybody's word for it.
There's definitely shortcomings.
Get it out there. Look at it yourself. Don't just social media is not the ultimate say so.
Yeah, people can read
it yourself.
Read it yourself.
Definitely.
I'm voting yes.
Be your own judge.
I'm not going to be angry or call anybody any names for being vote no. I totally understand why people would vote no. But I think people need to weigh their options and weigh what the significance of what they're talking about. For example, I've heard someone say they're going to vote no because the tax money goes to community colleges, and community colleges aren't friendly to cannabis consumers. And I'm like, wait a second. You're going to say no to home cultivation, unlimited possession, parental rights, gun rights, harvest protections, because you want to spite a community college over something that they don't even know who you are. And they're going to be funded anyways.
Right.
They're
going to get their money.
They're going to get their money.
Yeah.
And then you're saying no to everything good over that. And I'm like, wow.
Right.
And that's not the only time I've heard something to that extent. So I just want people to realize and this is my opinion, I hope other people agree, when it comes to legalization, the most important thing should be protecting the consumer from going through the criminal justice system and ending up behind a cage.
I mean, just paying tax dollars, that's a lot of fucking money. If you get caught with a joint right now, you have to go through task. It's going to cost you a shit ton of money, and it's stupid.
What's hanging people up is market convenience. They say, I might have to wait in line longer. You know, what's hanging people up is, the quality might be worse at a dispensary. The customer service might be a little bit worse. You're talking about market convenience. So you're saying we need to continue having cops beat people up, throwing them in cages, because I don't want to wait longer in line. Right. And for me, that's unacceptable.
How many people, just think about this. Somebody has 3/4 of an ounce on them. They're going to go to prison. They're going to be running from the cops because they're scared now. They're definitely going to go to jail. So they're going to floor it. They're going to go through your neighborhood. They're going to go past you on the highway. They're going to go through your kids' school zones because they have 3/4 of an ounce. It's a felony. They're going to go to prison and they're going to lose everything. And this is a fearful thing for them. So they're going to try to get the fuck away from the cops. They're going to do everything they can to get away. If that 3/4 of an ounce is fucking legal, they're going to pull over. They're not going to endanger anybody's children. They're not going to endanger people on the road. It's going to be a better, safer environment for everybody. Not just the people who are going to jail or are afraid to go to jail, but the people who are innocently standing on the road waiting for the bus.
I agree. There's definitely more good than bad. And all I'm saying is don't let market convenience be what hangs you up when deciding this.
Yep. So definitely take everything into consideration. There's a lot to consider, but don't look just at yourself.
And don't let who makes money hold you up. I get it. It sucks. Monopolies suck. Oligopolies suck. It's all bad. But if you can cultivate yourself, you don't have to go to those guys if you get skilled enough. I get not everyone's going to be skilled enough right off the bat, and it's going to take practice. But people will get better. I don't think it's a talent nobody can achieve to grow. I think it's a skill people can learn with practice.
Well, here's what's going to happen with an oligopoly. When you got only so many licenses out there, and you need to go get a job at a dispensary, there's going to be a lot of positions and only one HR. So you're going to have an opportunity to apply to one place and have a lot of open positions available to you because there's only one license for all these open positions now. If I have a license and you have a license and everybody has a license, well, the way I run my store might not be the best way for you to work, and there's no HR to come in and complain to because I'm a small ass business. If you piss me off and I fire you, it's between me and you. You go to an oligopoly situation, you can sue them. They have money. They have an HR. There's a lot of protections as an employee, as a patient, as a consumer.
That is one angle. I guess that's a benefit.
The bigger the company, the more scrutinized they're going to be.
But I'm still going to say I'm not going to shop there in the first place. I'm more about shopping at independent shops. But my whole point is there's people out there saying let's not even legalize it. Let's just decriminalize it.
I'm not talking major. I'm just saying independent is going to be big in this oligopoly situation. They're going to have a grow. They're going to have a kitchen. They're going to have a dispensary, at least, right?
Right.
Those three places are going to have budtenders. They're going to have managers. They're going to have assistant managers. They're going to have kitchen assistants. They're going to have bakers. They're going to have people packaging. They're going to have all that stuff. They're going to have growers. They're going to have trimmers. They're going to have packagers for that. There's a lot of positions going to happen. And when there's a long line, the customer service is going to have to go up. So the demand on a good employee is going to be scrutinized even more. So there's not going to be a small ass.
And now with Facebook and Yelp and and Google,
so it's going to be very important for those reviews.
You can embarrass people pretty easily online.
So you're going to have an opportunity to get in with a good company with that type of license situation, as opposed to a smaller license situation.
So I guess there's silver lining. I'm still
as somebody who helps. Yeah,
I'm still gonna be like, yar.
Still, I mean, there'll be small guys, and mom and pops are still going to exist, but there going to be big mom and pops. They're going to have it's not going to be.
Well, in any case, some people don't even care about legalization; they just care about decriminalization, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Is we don't care. I don't care who makes the money.
Right.
If people are still getting busted by the cops.
Yeah.
If no one's getting arrested anymore, okay, now's a good time to argue about. Okay, now it's not fair that only these guys are making money, but we got to stop the bleeding first.
Yeah.
Before we can get back on our feet.
I agree, man. And decriminalization is a great step for a lot of things, but when you still get pulled over, they're still looking for the big guy. The big guy is not the store down the street anymore.
Well, the big guy and the low-hanging fruit, which is what marijuana has always been, because it's a big guy because it's a felony.
Right.
It's low-hanging fruit because everyone's doing it.
Right. So decriminalization really isn't decriminalization. It's decriminalization to a certain level.
Right.
And then it's really fuck you at that point. Same thing with legalization and everything. So either you're able to buy it on the street, or you're able to go into a store and get actual strains that from an educated bud tender who wants your reviews.
Oh man, there's one I'm crushing on. It's called Moonshine Haze.
Oh yeah,
have you tried it?
I have not.
It's one of those ones that just tastes super delicious, like you're inhaling a Christmas tree on the top of a mountaintop.
Moonshine Haze. Who grew it?
I don't know.
You don't know grow science or
don't even know.
No.
Moonshine Haze.
Moonshine Haze, but it's available at Cave Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta go all the way out to Cave Creek.
It's one of those ones where I'm like, I need to put some of this to the side.
Yeah.
I want this.
I haven't had one of those in a long time.
I don't have any money right now, so I'll get it a different day.
Well, there might not be any left now. Our 7 viewers are like Moonshine Haze, Cave Creek Cannabis. They're going for it. Take it all now. Better send out a text, put some to the side now. When's your next day up there, man?
Saturday.
Are you headed to Tucson now?
No, I'm not going to Tucson. I was thinking about it, but I'm not. I'm staying up here in town.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on and talking about legalization. What else is going on in your life besides the fight for cannabis, my friend?
That is basically all I do.
I've seen you've been doing some good photography. Are you gonna start doing headshots for the cannabis cannabis people? Or are you gonna start doing some bud shots? What are you doing with?
Well, I definitely like doing photography.
Yeah.
And anybody want to hire me, check out David Steven Media on Facebook, DavidStephenMedia
with spaces in between
somewhere.
Yeah.
But right now, I have been paying for the Adobe Creative Cloud because my student discount expired, and now it's $52 a month for the tech tyranny because you can't own it anymore.
Yeah.
And I had purchased Final Cut Pro like in 2014. Cost $300. And I was like, well, I'll just use Final Cut Pro. And then they said, oh, you can't use it. You got to update it. And the update's $300.
Yep.
Sucker.
Got to pay it every fucking time.
And I'm like, what? I thought I owned it.
See, remember those days of torrents and downloading?
You used to own it.
Yeah.
Now you have to buy the update because you don't support that one anymore. Your updated operating system doesn't support the old version software.
Yeah. That's what happened to that computer. I can't get on the internet.
And so you have to update your software for one reason or another. And then when you do, you got to update Final Cut. But to get that update, they want to charge you for it. It's a scam. It makes me want to just like Hulk smash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a constant renewal society now. Throw it away, get a new one. And that's subscription based. There's everything. It's going to be coming like that all the time now. New cars are just going to come. Carvana, you just go online, so they deliver to your door. Get a new car.
So the car free? No, you have to pay for the car.
Of course, you have to pay for the Adobe too.
I'd be down. I'd be down for a free car if there was ads inside. Like,
I don't think they're going to pay you to drive you.
In the radio, just put the ads in the radio.
But they do that now, and you pay for a car.
Yeah, but they're their ads.
Yeah, but
what I'm saying is, whatever you're listening to, whether even it be a radio commercial, the car intercepts
I don't know if
and plays its own ad over that. So you could be listening to a commercial, and then the car's commercial comes on.
you just talk about freedom in 2020. Now you're talking about Nazi car. You're driving you around, forcing you to listen to their propaganda.
But you get the car for free.
That's the freedom part. It just drives you around. It's like, Donald Trump is the best president ever.
And it's on a track. You can't really take it off the track.
Yeah, it's automated. Now I did see a badass automated fucking Rolls Royce. There's no front seat. It's a back seat only. It drives itself, and I don't know where they're coming into the future with this stuff, but I've seen some automated supercars coming out that are pretty fucking sick. You ever watch that supercar blondie chick on Facebook?
No, but I still see some of those automated cars, and I try to stay away from those things.
The supercars and the luxury cars, they're coming out fully autonomous now, and I think that if the luxury cars are doing it, I'm pretty sure that the Kia's going to do it soon too. And you can't have a luxury car dodging Kias. Everybody's going to be on the same page here soon. So
I can just see it now. You know, we think it's funny just to be like, you know, you got the gun debate, like, you know, people get killed by people with guns, but look at how many people die in car accidents.
Right.
But then some people are going to be like, yeah, look at how many people are getting killed in cars.
Yeah.
And then now no one has the right to drive their own car. Everybody has to be forced in these automatic
But think about it. You don't have to go to the DMV anymore. You don't have to stand in line for a driver's license. You just tell the car where you're going and it goes.
Give me manual transmission or give me death.
No. Because your manual transmission guy is over there on his phone texting and not shifting. And yeah,
then he crashes. So he took death, but
there's too many there's too many distractions nowadays.
No, I don't believe that.
You don't believe that?
No, I believe they're trying to convince you that there are. I think those distractions are fine, and the capitalist in you should figure out a way to invent a product to combat that.
They did. Automated cars.
No.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
You just need to have like
have your phone.
That Elon Musk brain implant with extra arms that are mounted to your shoulders.
So you got like a Doc Ock situation.
That can hold the phone and text while you're driving.
Well, the arm should drive, and you should text because you don't want something else texting your. You know, that was my arm text, not me. Sorry, that was a mistake.
The arm's gonna text for you.
my arms are low on oil.
You can add extra arms.
Yeah, there you go. So one's frying an egg, the other one's doing the taxes, and the other one's texting saying.
And you have like some exposed brain with like a chip.
So all this is much better than sitting in the back seat of an automated Rolls Royce driving you to where you need to be.
Capitalism.
The arms, I see it. Like,
actually, they're
I
both.
see yours with like duct tape on it. Like
they're both capitalism, I guess.
You're gonna have stickers on your arms for one thing. I see that already. But then you're gonna like break a piece off. And there's gonna be like you're gonna replace a finger with something, and it's your arm. I see your Doc Ock situation happening, but like it's like a pull noodle for one of them because he got trapped in the car door. It's just floating around. You don't think my at-home repairs of your Doc Ock arms are accurate?
I don't know. You know, when you fill up one of those bags full of marijuana smoke, I'm like a.
Yours is right there, still full.
It's like a person cooking and a dog's watching cook the food, and I'm like when I'm cooking steak, my dog's just like.
That's what this is fresh. Since you're not gonna hit yours.
I didn't know.
Yours is sitting right there in front of you.
You didn't even let me finish my story.
You're like with the dog bowl like you're talking about. You're watching my food when yours is sitting right there in front of you. You see, mine's wet because I just got some water.
I'm raised by 2 huskies.
Yeah, so your attention span is elsewhere all the time. Now look at right into the mic. Let's make our 5 viewers.
I thought it was empty.
It's a vape. It's vapors, man. Did you taste it though, right?
Nope.
No, you can't have mine. Here, give me yours. I'll refill it.
I heard that. That was sloppy. It was like a rushing river of rapids of spit. Disgusting.
Yep. That was right in everybody's ears. So we are vaping some Health for Life. This is the $125 ounces that they have. I think.
Z Cube.
No, this was something else. This is shit. I can't remember the sativa. I only got one sativa from them, and this is it. But it's almost gone. It's pretty good though. But I like their little ounce specials they have. And I think today, if you spend $100, you get like $25 off. So if you're buying an ounce, that's the way to go. Not to take away from Cave Creek Cannabis. That's so fucking far away from me.
I don't shop there.
Yeah, I do.
One time, we had the 20 AZFMR initiative over there, and they let us collect signatures. And then I went over there, and they're like, wait, this is the wrong initiative. We support the MPP. Get out of here. And, and ever since then, I've never been back.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go back after that either. that's some fucking bullshit.
I was like, aw.
You came all the way out and like, oh wait, we were wrong. Do you happen to have their number?
Thought you were the other campaign.
Do you have their number by any chance?
They told us, because that's what they said. They're like, they told the other campaign came over to us and told us that your campaign legalizes cocaine.
Was that a fact? That's not a fact. Yeah.
Well, Mickey Jones's did.
Right, which is the rad that we talked about.
And so maybe they're like, oh, those guys, one of their campaigns legalizes cocaine even.
So now you're separating entirely.
They wouldn't be wrong. That guy's did, but I was here for marijuana.
Yeah, so not cocaine. Separate from Mickey Jones. Now you're like, fuck that guy. I don't know who he is or where he's at.
I don't know who he is. I don't know where he's at.
Where's he at? He's barefoot somewhere, I'm sure. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so bottom line, let David inhale his whole bag. See how wrong he did? This is how you destroy my bags, by the way. Any of my other guests come over.
I'm handicapped somehow.
Look, keep it straight. Let me just teach everybody how to vape from a Volcano real quick while you're on this, because you don't want to crinkle the bags and cause little rips and holes in it. You want to keep it straight. Inhale, nice and sloppy like that.
In any instance, it still kind of feels like a lot. Like this bag's kind of a lot.
The bag is a lot, but you're not supposed to do it all at once. And I think that's your issue. I mean, you just gotta let it chill.
Well, it's like, are you gonna whip one of these out in court while you're waiting to see if your homie's gonna get sentenced?
No, what you have is like, you know how they have those water backpacks. You have this in that thing in the pouch, so you don't just have the little hose. You're just sitting there,
and there's no metal, so it can get through security.
Right. So what you have to do is turn your vapors down just a little bit lower. Mine's a little foggy, but if you turn it down just a little bit lower, it won't get smoky, and you just have the vapors, and you just sit there and court the whole time. It just smells like fresh weed in the courtroom, which is
that'd be awesome.
That's pretty common.
I have a fantasy of throwing little marijuana seed pods around the state's lawn. And police departments.
You wouldn't be the first man, but that happens all the time.
I've never done it. I just fantasize about it.
Now,
I want to see marijuana growing all over the capital of Arizona.
I happen to have a whole bunch of unusable marijuana in seed form, and we could make that happen.
Rain. Just like
do some Johnny Appleseed and yeah.
Can I preemptively plead temporary insanity?
Yeah.
While I'm frolicking, spraying seeds everywhere.
But those guys who do the campaign signs, if you just tape a seed to the bottom of every one of those campaign signs before they go stick them out, like if you get in with the printers,
we can use hemp tape.
Whatever it is, man. Give whoever's printing those signs, tape a marijuana seed to the bottom of every one of those signs. Everywhere there's a campaign sign now, there'll be a marijuana plant.
I was thinking one way I could do it is like fill my pocket full of mud and seeds, but then cut a hole in the bottom of my pocket.
You look like you shit your pants walking down the street.
I just have these two big wet spots on my pants.
You just maybe like turns of mud coming out of your fucking bottom of your pants walking around.
Yeah, but the hole would be on the inside of the pants,
right? So
in the pocket, and then
it's just gonna roll down your leg. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out like a little fucking turd from your pants pocket.
That's if I only use my back pocket.
I don't care where it's coming from. It's coming out of your pants leg.
I'm thinking about all
Somebody's
my
gonna notice. Somebody's gonna notice.
Not if I'm wearing a trench coat.
Your wet, muddy pants and your trench coat. Riding the subway around town. Nobody's going to take suspicion. No. And the best part of that, the scenario when it happens, is when the cop comes and frisks you. Because he's going to be like, is there anything sharper that's going to poke me? And you'll be like, no. He's gonna stick his hand right in
There's gonna be earthworms.
I like to collect things.
I needed to make sure these were gonna grow.
There's compost.
Due diligence. You have to include some earthworms. They're very little ones.
Banana peels and shit. It's organic. Yeah. I can see that.
And then how long would it take before somebody realized? So at the state house, I don't think it would work because they have prisoners all the time landscaping.
Well, yeah, they would help you.
They're the ones who get caught with it, and I wouldn't want to get them in trouble. Like, oh crap! Look, I didn't grow this; it was already growing here.
Framing the prisoners.
Likely story.
Now you put prisoners in for a pot that they didn't even have.
Yeah, so I don't know if it'd work out too well.
Yeah, it's against your initiative.
What would be great is if like I could go to like some elected official's house and sprinkle marijuana seeds in their front yard. That would be Bill Montgomery.
Not in the front yard, in the backyard.
Even if it was just a joke, like Bill Montgomery arrested for growing marijuana in his front yard. Obviously, it's a joke, but he still got arrested.
Here's what you do. A pellet gun. The little pellet guns that have the revolver style. You put marijuana seeds with the little dirt inside each one. You get up on the tree. You shoot it down into his yard. Just let it play. Like, it rows. If you get accurate enough shots, you do it in rows, and you get them for cultivation. That's how you frame somebody for cultivation right there.
I'm just trying to imagine how dramatic he would react if he saw marijuana growing on his property.
How dramatic would he react if he saw a guy with a pellet gun shooting seeds into his backyard?
He'd probably have to shower really hot because he was too close to like real marijuana growing.
Yeah.
And he couldn't be in the vicinity.
Yeah.
He couldn't bear to be in its presence.
So now we have
it's like a vampire singing crucifix.
Now we just went on air though, saying we're going to shoot into Bill Montgomery's backyard.
Yeah, but it was a joke. It's all satire. No one's going to do anything.
I was laughing, but so was the Joker. Have you seen that movie?
You know, I would say it's like Stephen King writes these jacked up books, and no one goes after him.
Has anybody looked in his backyard though? Has anybody really checked his basement? Do we really know if Stephen King is coming up with these stories just on his own?
He looks like a reptilian, if you ask me. Like, look at his eyes.
Yeah,
I could just expect him to grab a fly out of the air with his tongue.
I haven't been close enough.
I guess that's amphibian. But no, wait, iguanas do that too. Yeah, reptilian.
You're correcting yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything. That was on you. All right, man. I think we can end it on reptilian, Bill Montgomery. But yeah, brother, I appreciate you coming out and talking about the initiative, man. I think we got some good points out there. Is there anything you want to throw in there about it?
Just read it, internalize it, vote how you please. I'm voting yes. I encourage people to vote yes, but you're a free person.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Bottom line, get educated. Don't just listen to the yells and the hoopla. Understand what it is. And if the yells and the hoopla make sense to you, then do that. But don't vote no. Don't encourage other people to vote no. Just step back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
step back.
Don't be a torpedo.
You don't know me like that.
Don't be a torpedo. Just be an observer. Be a conscientious
objector.
There you go. Yeah. Say what you will, but don't try torpedo things. But we are going to have the Arizona Cannabis Chamber of Commerce come on. They've been asking, so we'll hear them out. But I don't want to have a bunch of people at my house. So
they're hitting you up?
Yeah, they hit me up as soon as Michael came on the first show.
Oh,
but I have to go through their booking agent and have like 6 people over. So I haven't done that yet.
What?
Yeah. So I get like, were you like, hey, can I come over?
If you need to like have me come over so the representation's equal.
No, I don't want to debate
or anything. Your 6 people. These are my 6 people.
Well, and that's again, I don't have anybody. I'm honestly, I don't vote.
I'll get the biggest people to come with me.
Yeah, but I don't want to have that in my house.
Some bouncers.
But if one person wants to come over and talk, I think Michelle wanted to come and talk. But if she wants to bring like 4 people, I don't know if I want to do that. But if somebody wants to come and talk, we'll come and hear them out. But I don't know if I want to have a big debate in my house yet. And everybody walking around eating in my green room.
Everybody gets a gavel. You have to hand them out.
This is glass table, dude. I'll have no tables left. It'll be all fucking just shattered. Yeah, no, I gotta be conscious about our guest and what we do. Yeah. What's my meme here? Let's see. What do I have coming up? I can't see it because it's on the OBS. Jeez.
Oh yes, OBS.
There's we are. Yeah, I do weird things. That's my. I don't want people just coming over my house and see me do weird things. But let's see what else we got. I got a lot of Always Sunny things. Do you watch Always Sunny, Dave?
People force me to watch it sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
It's all they talk way too fast.
See, I talk way too fast.
There's no.
It's a lot of mumbling.
There's no downtime between people talking.
We didn't have any downtime between us
We
talking.
definitely do.
We do, huh? Well, thanks for roasting me on that, huh? Toasty.
So are we gonna start the show?
Oh yeah, so we are live. Let's see, stream starting soon. We are gonna be live. I got these little buttons, so it's over. Fatality.
Fatality.
Yeah. Blow Dave up.
Whatever.
All right, bro. Thanks for coming out, Dave. I appreciate everybody watching and sharing. I know nobody shared but us, but if you did watch and you asked us questions, I hope we got to them and got you answered. But please tune in next time and check us out. We'll be live. I think we'll be live tomorrow with Michael Weiser. He's coming out tomorrow around the same time. So we'll hear another biased opinion for the vote yes. If it gets the AZCCCCCCCC. So anyways, 7. Anyways, yeah, come out, tune out tomorrow, and share this and like it and ask us questions tomorrow. Thanks again, Dave Wisnewski. Everybody. Woo! Bye.